Warmer weather and summertime for me mean that I get to spend more time outside on our porch and our other outdoor areas. So I have come up with a couple of projects that you can decorate your outdoor spaces with, or that you can bring a little bit of the outside inside. Thank you guys for stopping by Lavender and Lace. I'm Alicia. Welcome back to my viewers that come and see me each week. And hello if you are new here. Thank you for checking out my video today. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. And let's get started with today's projects. This project is so easy and comes together in no time. All you need is one of the smaller wooden crates from Dollar Tree and some paint of your choice. And I picked this particular wooden box because I really like those scalloped edges. And I chose the celery color in my Waverly chalk paint. This is just a very calming color, and that is what I wanted for this project. So I did paint the entire box. I did the bottom, the sides, the inside as well. And I did 2 coats on the outside of that and the bottom, just so I would get complete coverage and I wouldn't have any streaks and any of that wood showing through. And we just recently got a new Dollar Tree in our town, so I was able to go by there this past weekend and pick up some things for this particular project. I grabbed some sand, some rocks, and some of the smaller pebbles that they have, and all of these come in different colors, so you could customize this project to whatever color that you would want to do. And this is also a fun one that you could do with your kids or your grandkids. It's just a very easy project and comes together so quickly, and this was very relaxing for me to do. I just had a lot of fun with this one. I just filled up the box with the sand, and that did take a whole pack of the sand for this. And I put just a few of those blue small pebbles in one corner and took some of the larger rocks in a variety of different colors and just laid out kind of a pathway or walkway through the sand. And I'm guessing you guys have figured out what we're making by now. I'm doing just my version of a mini Zen garden. You see these a lot, and I just thought this would be fun to have in my office on my desk, just to have something a little bit fun to do. And I have a couple of these mini succulents, and I also have this tiny little rake. I will show you where I got both of those in just a bit, coming up in the next project. And Dollar Tree also has several things for fairy gardens. Those would also be cute to add to your Zen garden. I just wasn't able to find anything small enough for mine when I was working on this, so I may just create a few other things to go in this one. This is just a very fun project and something that you can do very budget friendly with Dollar Tree supplies. What do you guys think about this one? Has anyone else jumped on the mini brands wagon yet? I have. These are definitely an addiction if you're not careful. They have so many different kinds of these now, and I really feel like they are marketing these towards teenagers and adults. They have so many different types that you can get, and the one that I am trying to collect right now are the garden themed ones. I love those. It's just so much fun to get those, and I always loved getting the surprise toys and things like that when I was a kid. So I guess these are kind of nostalgic for me. But they have the garden ones, bake your cake ones, where you actually bake mini cakes, birthday ones, mini verse like furniture, different things that would go in your home. They have Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. They have mini books, anything really that you can imagine in these mini brands. And these are just a lot of fun to collect, and you can have a lot of different items that you can add to your collection. And I picked up a couple of the garden ones, and I wanted to open that for you guys just so that you could see what is inside of these. You may have one of your kids or grandkids, nieces or nephews that are all about the mini brands right now. but they just come in these little plastic globes, and you open that up and they have several different other packets inside those balls as well. You just open those up and you get to see what you have inside each of those. And I love gardening and plants, and I have different kinds of container plants and things like that on both of my porches. So these garden themed ones are right up my alley, and these are so much fun. I love seeing all these little mini parts that come in all of these. And of course, Graceland wanted this one that I got because she doesn't have either of those succulents yet, so she's collecting these as well. And each of these also comes with the instructions on how you assemble your particular mini brand. And it also has a checklist, and it will show you all the different ones that you can collect. And it's just kind of a checklist that will help you keep up with what you have. And this is the second one that I picked up. And some of them have that little resin bottle in there that's just for certain ones, and it will tell you what to use that for. You can use that under a UV light if you have one for your nails. I use Graceland's because she already has one on hand. Look at that little snail. Isn't he so cute? These, again, are just so much fun. I love being surprised, and it's just a really fun activity that me and Graceland can do together now. You just assemble everything, and then you have those ready to display. I think once that I have all of the garden ones, I'm going to start on the lifestyle ones. They have like mini birdhouses and hummingbird feeders and bird baths. Graceland got one of those the last time we picked some up from Walmart, and I was totally jealous because she got the bird bath. So that will be my next obsession, I think, after I get all of these put together and collected. And here I'm just adding some of that resin to the bottom so my little snail can kind of sit in there and I won't lose him. Since he is super tiny, I was afraid that he would get knocked off. So I put a little bit of that resin down there just to secure him to the bottom of this orchid. Since I have a few of the mini brands in my collection now, I wanted to try to come up with a really cute display case idea maybe for these. Um, you could do something a lot bigger than what I'm doing, but it would take up a lot of space. So I found some of these crates at Dollar Tree that have the laser cutout design on one of the sides. And I also had some of these wood finials in my stash that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. So I just took one of those finials and glued it to the top of the crate with some wood glue, super glue, and just a little bit of hot glue. And this blue-gray paint color is one of my favorites right now. So I decided to go with that. I thought that it would coordinate well with all of the colors of the flowers and things for the mini brands that I currently have. And I just did 2 coats on all of the outside of my crate, and I did 1 coat on the inside edges. I did not paint the back portion of the box because I will be covering that up in just a little bit. And you do have to be careful on the side that has those laser cutouts. Your paint will just kind of puddle up in there, so I just used a toothpick to help me clean that out and make sure I didn't have any dried paint in that detail and design there. And I just took some cardstock that I had in my stash. This came in a big pack from Hobby Lobby, and I just traced out the size that I would need to go in that back portion of my crates. And once I had each of those cut out, I did have to cut it down just a little bit more so it would fit into the back of that and be flush on the inside. And I just used an Elmer's glue stick to glue that down. and I used one of the silicone spatulas that you can get from the Dollar Tree just to help me get that placed in the corners and pressed down firmly so that the glue would adhere to the crate. And I thought this particular design, that blue, matched perfectly with my paint color that I had chosen. And I just put each of my little mini brands inside of my crates just to see if I wanted to add anything else, do anything else with this project. I put a piece of cardstock in the bottom to see if I wanted it that way and asked Graceland for her opinion, and she said just to leave it the way that it was. So that is what I did, and that is it for this project. I did find some quarter-sized, I think they were called button LED lights that would be really cute to put in the top of your display crates, and that would just look like it was an actual display case that was lighted. And you can find those on Amazon if you want to pick those up, but let me know what you think about this one. This next project is so easy and comes together quickly. All you need is a vase of some sort and a pie plate or a cake pan, something that you can make a riser with. And I just used my heat gun to help me remove that sticker on the bottom, and one of my Cricut tools just makes it a lot easier to get those off. And I wanted this to be centered, of course, so I just traced around that vase with one of my fine tip Sharpies. I don't think I got it exactly centered, but it's okay. And I just used some E6000 and some hot glue to attach my glass vase to my cake plate. And I did go around the edge of that vase with some extra hot glue just to make sure that everything was going to hold well. And I think this was the fastest project that I did for this video. It just comes together really quickly. The longest part is the dry time for your spray paint. And I love this spray paint brand. I picked this up from Walmart. It just has really good coverage. I did have to do just a couple of coats on this to get complete coverage on the entire surface of my riser. Once that was dry, I brought it back in and just took some of my black chalk paint from Waverly and went around the top edge of my cake plate. I wanted this to kind of look like those vintage enamel canisters that you can find. So I did that around the top rim, and I also did just some extra little scuff marks here and there to make it look more realistic. And I also did the black around the bottom of this cake plate as well. And I tried not to go overboard with the black. I didn't want this to wind up looking like a cow print or something like that. So I had to keep in mind, kind of tone it down a little bit. Don't go crazy with the black or it'll be too much on your piece. And I also did just a few spots here and there on the base portion of my riser as well. I just wanted that to kind of match and blend in and look like one cohesive piece. And just to give this a little bit more stability on the top, I am going to be putting this out on my front porch. I added some rocks that you can pick up from the Dollar Tree. And I really want to put succulents in this, but I didn't have any on hand. So just for video purposes, I took some of the greenery that I had picked up from the Dollar Tree and just added that to the top of my riser. I will be picking up some succulents at Walmart this week, hopefully to add to this, but this is just a way that you can decorate and display this in your home. It's just very easy to add whatever greenery or embellishments that you would want to put in this riser. You wouldn't have to put anything in it at all if you don't want to. And this is how it turned out. I really like this one. Super quick and easy to pull together, and I just love the vintage vibes. And let me know what you guys think about this one. I picked up several spoons at my local thrift store. I think they were 50 cents a piece, maybe a quarter. I can't really remember how much they were. I wanted ones that had a unique design, and I thought they were a little bit softer metal. I wanted that for a particular reason. I wanted to be able to flatten these. So I did take those outside, put them between two boards, and used a little small sledgehammer to attempt to do that. This was very difficult for me to do, and I was not able to get them as flat as I wanted to. I was able to flatten them just a little bit, but I would need a softer metal to be able to do that. You will continue to see my struggle with this project. It did not go as planned at all. I had picked up those little metal stamps from Amazon, particularly for this project. It did not work at all, you guys. I had so much trouble with this, and I know it's because I couldn't get those spoons flat the way I wanted them to, and that metal was not soft enough. You can kind of see how it looked after I tried this a couple of times. The stamp just kind of bounced around on that spoon. A couple of the letters turned out okay, but several of them did not. It's just like a triple print or something like that. But I still kept plugging along with this project because I really wanted it to work. I took a Sharpie and went over each of the letters that I had made. And I wiped that back with a baby wipe, and I was hoping that the black would just stay in the imprint portion of the letter. That didn't work either, you guys. So my husband likes to say improvise, adapt, and overcome, and that is what I had to do with this project. I almost just threw in the towel and didn't try to complete this one, but I really wanted these because I thought they would be super cute to add to my container plants on my porch. So I just flipped them over, used my rubber stamps and a Sharpie marker, and just put my words on that way. And make sure if you do that, you clean your stamps right after you print your words, just so your Sharpie doesn't stay on there. But I think that worked out really well. I should have just done that in the beginning when I couldn't get my spoons flat enough. And I just used my heat gun to make sure that that Sharpie was dry. These will be outside, so I don't want that to run off or anything like that if it gets wet. And then I just took all of them outside and did a couple of coats of my clear acrylic sealer, and these are ready to go into my containers. I'm still happy with the results of these, and I will be looking for some different types of spoons in that softer metal to try that again with my metal engraving stamps. But what do you guys think about this one? Thank you all so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed all of these projects and you're inspired to create something a little summery for your home decor. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I hope you will consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Also, be sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I will see you in the next one.